Bunky's back and I'm rocking the Shadow Infiltrator. Sorry it took so long to get this video together, guys. I've been having a nightmare of a time with the equipment, just trying to get it for the video so I can show the characters at, it's a good strength. I do want to show them looking strong and stuff. And it really did help that I just kept fucking up with this video, guys. And I gotta be honest though, it's me, it's my fault. So I'm going to show you in this video, okay, there is nothing wrong with the Shadow Infiltrator. If stuff goes wrong, stuff that goes bad, you've made a mistake. There's some very important mechanics that you need to know, and I'm going to get into that in the gameplay, but right now I'm going to show you the build that will be rocking for it, okay? This is a Shadow Strike build, okay? This is what I recommend playing her as. I mean, I'm gonna be blunt, okay? Electrical Slash is easy, it's super effective, and it's probably better, but my god is it boring and annoying for everybody else. I'll get into that. Let's build Tactical Cloak first, okay? Now this is like the only infiltrator that I recommend that you take the duration evolution, I really do, over the damage. It's going to be fundamental in just how this character works. I'll get into it in the gameplay, but that's what I'm going to recommend for the first evolution. Then take the melee damage, okay guys? Shadow Strike is a melee attack, so we can buff that up by 50% while cloaked. And then finally take bonus power, okay? This is actually going to allow us to do 2 Shadow Strikes while in Tactical Cloak, which is awesome. Going to do a ton of damage there. Okay, let's look at Electrical Slash, because I spec'd out of it completely. I used to put 3 points into it, or let's go to 3 ranks in it. Because it does have its uses. I mean, you can obviously attack through a wall in a dangerous situation, bit of crowd control, and it detonates. It detonates pretty hard, actually. Some tech explosions and stuff. But I just found that I never used it. I just never ever used it. I was wasting those 6 points. I put it into the passive. I get some weapon damage. But you could go ahead and go 3 ranks into Electrical Slash and literally just use it for fighting off a bad situation or just detonating some tech bursts and stuff. But if you really wanted to really put all your points into Electrical Slash, this is how I'd recommend you do it, okay? Let's have a look. For the first evolution, I would recommend Radius, okay? And that just spreads it to 2.6 meters, okay? So you're going to hit pretty much anything that's in front of you. For the next evolution, I would have recommended Detonate, okay? Increase force and damage of tech detonations by 100%. But I hear it's bugged. And it's not like Snap Freeze, okay, guys? It's not where it's always in play. I mean, it just generally doesn't work, okay? You just don't get it. That's what I think I've read. I might be wrong. It might be like Snap Freeze, or it might be working perfectly. But I'm pretty sure there was a really strong thread about people on the bioware social network now that who have identified bugs, tested bugs, verified bugs, and I've never seen anything from bioware stating that they fixed it either. And I'm pretty sure the detonate evolution is broken, so you're probably just better off going with the recharge speed. Although, obviously, when you'll be doing this from Tactical Cloak, so you're only going to be really dealing with Tactical Cloak's recharge speed. So, you can still go and detonate if you think you can. If it's just not worth it, but I really do think detonate's broken. Okay. For the final evolution, though, go with range. Okay, go with range. Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Yeah. Take the range for the 6th evolution. Actually, take damage for the 4th evolution. Okay. Scratch the radius. Get some damage in, and actually take the range. Okay. Because look at that. That's 30 meters. That's why this is ridiculous, guys. You can just literally run around the map. Just go into Cloak and just shoot this shit through walls. Okay. And everything on the map dies because it lasts 30 meters. Okay, that's literally a picture of Flamer and Snap Freeze and how far those things can go with the range evolution. Then you can double that. That's how far this Electrical Slash attack goes. And basically, you just go in now. It's good for a tech team. It's great for a tech team, actually, guys. You just detonate a ton of tech bursts there, and now you can do fire and cryo explosions too. But what's annoying about it, guys, and boring, because basically Electrical Slash has a long wind-up animation animation. It's this like fancy little flare that you do before you shoot off the attack. There's no invulnerability whatsoever. The enemy can just gun you down when you do it. This basically forces you to just like play behind walls and cover and just spamming it through the walls and stuff. And that's what you do then. Your game becomes a game of just running around attacking walls, okay, and it's dull. It really is, guys. When I first ever took on this character, I put some points in Electrical Slash, discovered its damage potential. I was like, yes, I'm going to rock this. Built it out, and I did amazing. I did really well, and I just stole kills and all this kind of good stuff, but it was boring, and I quickly just specced out and went for Shadow Strike in the end. Yeah, it's dull, to be honest, guys, because you do kind of have to spam through the walls if you want to survive doing it, because you certainly just can't go out in front of a crowd and start doing it. They will just gun you down. She's squishy, guys. She's about like human health, you know, at the best. And this is a melee build, so she's got like terrible human health as it is. But well, let me see. Let me try to just wrap this up with Electrical Slash. It has its uses, but I really wouldn't focus on it. It does annoy the team as well, because the sound effect it gives off sounds like a phantom attack. It sounds like the Phantom's melee attack, and it just puts your mates on edge. It doesn't help that she looks like a phantom as well. So you know, you just piss people off. You're like running around being this wind-up that steals all the kills. I got to move on now, because I think I've ranted enough about that. Let's look at Shadow Strike, what we're actually going to be rocking in this gameplay, okay? And Shadow Strike's a really cool power. It is pretty funky. If you play Mass Effect 2 and got the Kasumi DLC, you saw her she was really awesome with it, and now we got our chance to play with it. You've got to be really careful with it though, guys, because it does put you in an extremely difficult situation. Okay, you need to know how to play it. That's what I'm going to go through in the gameplay. To build it though, I tried the damage protection evolution. It really doesn't work out. Actually, you still just kind of get taken out. You're going to be better off just taking the damage for the first evolution and then taking electrical damage for the next evolution. This adds some damage over time. It also puts on an electrical effect that can be detonated, which is pretty cool if you've got running with a tech team and stuff. But it's the damage over time that's great. You can normally just chop a Phantom and leave her, and she's going to just die from the electrical damage then. And then for the final evolution, I recommend you take Shield Drain, okay? Now this is a much better way to survive, okay? It increases your movement speed after you've done it, which is great. Obviously you can get some damage reduction in just the fact that you're moving so quickly, but it's the fact that you just get your shields back the moment you attack a shield or powered enemy, okay? So that's what I'm going to recommend for that. The Shadow, okay? Now there's a bug with the Shadow. Even though Shadow Strike is a melee attack, it preaches it in the you know, the whole power tree thing here, and bioware has always said it's a melee attack. But it's actually its damage gets increased by power damage, okay? I said it's not supposed to, or at least they say. I mean, I've got my theories, guys. I mean, I think it's kind of weird that the Phantom's little barrier thing that she puts up, and even like the Banshees and stuff like that, they block melee damage as well as power attacks, and I'm just thinking they're not actually different, okay? That's what I'm thinking here. But so at the end of the day, guys, what I'm trying to push for here is that you want the power damage. Go for damage and capacity, power damage, and then this is it. I take the weapon damage then. Now for the sword mastery, okay, this is a melee build, so she's really squishy, but she does a chunk of damage with her little sword there. I'm gonna recommend you actually take the sword damage for the first evolution. Take martial artist then, guys, okay, because her heavy melee is great. You really want to be rocking that. And obviously then once you kill an enemy with that, and then your melee's even stronger again. It's sort of just all good stuff, because that's going to increase your Shadow Strike. So you know you can heavy melee kill, get a stronger Shadow Strike. And then finally I'm going to recommend that you go with the armor damage then, so you can really just sort of just wreck the bosses and stuff. And that's how we're going to build her. The weapon I'm going to be sticking on her is the Wraith. Okay, this is just a bit of backup support, especially in this game. I'll get more into it though, guys. I'm going to be sticking, but mainly I'm picking the Wraith because I want a lightweight gun so I can spam my Tactical Cloak and Shadow Strike goodness, and rock the Omniblade attachment here, because that gives you the most melee damage out of all the mods there. That's 50% increase there, so that's just great. And then I'm going to stick the high velocity barrel on there as well, so I got some piercing and doing some extra damage as well, because it's a non-DLC weapon, so the Wraith is unaffected by the weight of both mods there. So even though it says I got a 54% power recharge speed, it's something like 154, okay? For the equipment, I'm going to go ahead. For the ammo bonus, I'm going to be rocking the phasic rounds. This is because I'm going to be taking on Cerberus, and there's some issues with Cerberus that I'll get into, and the phasics are going to help me out with that. For the armor bonus, I'm going to be rocking a shield power cells, okay? Because just the way I operate with this character, and how I'm going to recommend you do the same, the shield power cells are really going to help you survive. For the gear bonus, I'm going to take in the Juggernaut shields, okay? Because that's melee damage and extra shield strength, so that's all good stuff there. And then finally, for the weapon bonus, I am taking a Strength Enhancer. These are look, I'm showing you a Strength Enhancer 2 here. I did have a Strength Enhancer 3 for the gameplay. I've been having a hard time getting my hands on those things. But, you know, enough of this, guys. Let's jump into some gameplay. It's long overdue. Alright, this is it, guys. I'm with my buddies here of the North and Grumperman, and we got a pug with us. I have gone ahead and actually picked Cerberus as the enemy faction. I mean, it's nice to get them in there. I mean, I just get a ton of Reapers and Collectors when I go random, but there's actually some issues with Cerberus with the N7 Shadow that I kind of want to bring up in the video and, you know, give you an example of, so I have made sure that they're the faction I took on with this character. Because I'm going to lay down a lot of facts in this video, because there's basically a lot of tactical cloak mechanics and enemy AI mechanics that you really need to be like aware of if you want to avoid any issues with this character. Okay, I mean, I'm going to get into all the other weapons and the equipment you can rock on her. That's easy, and I'll obviously tell you how to play it too. But it's something you need to know, because one of the biggest complaints is a lot of people convince the Shadow Strike is actually buggy, because they frequently find that they're being attacked by the enemy before they can actually land Shadow Strike, and there's a reason to it. But this is it, guys. Okay, let me just sum up quickly. This is how you play the Shadow Strike. You basically go into Tactical Cloak, and then you find yourself an enemy, and you Shadow Strike them, and then you can Shadow Strike the next guy, then you can get out of dodge, and rinse and repeat, okay? You can put a couple of shots in if you're dealing with something like, you know, if something's if you need, just like that. It's like I couldn't have I couldn't got into Cloak and then Shadow Strike fast enough. He would have just gunned me down. Just needed to shoot him in the head just to solve that situation. You'll see me do it a couple of times. But no, let's really get into the facts here. Okay, what you need to know with the enemy AI is that they have a line of sight, okay, and when they see you, they start to attack you, okay, and if they see you go into Tactical Cloak, they know that you're in Tactical Cloak. You haven't disappeared. You know, they know you're out there somewhere, and what they will do is they will just shoot where they last saw you, and if you're still standing in the same spot that you just were when you hit Tactical Cloak, they're just going to gun you down, because, you know, they know you were there. That's where they last saw you. And, you know, the enemy also, they do communicate, okay, in their own fashion. So it's like they tell any nearby enemies that you are in front of them somewhere in Tactical Cloak, and they're all going to just shoot in the area you are. You need to get out of dodge. You need to break the line of sight. Okay? What else can I... There is quite a lot to take on. They also have a hearing mechanic, okay? See, that was the first issue there, okay? I was too close to the Guardian when I did that whole attack, okay? I cloaked too close, and then I Shadow Striked too close. He can hear me, okay? That's why if you're already cloaked and you run to a group of enemies that haven't seen you, and then you get too close, they suddenly turn and they attack you. That's because they heard you. They hear your footsteps. They hear your movements. They hear your attacks, and they respond to them. Okay. If you want to remain unseen, okay, you need to break the line of sight, and then you need to Tactical Cloak, and then you need to keep your distance. That's fundamental. If you really want to go unnoticed, you need to literally move more like a ninja. You need to be more tactical with your Tactical Cloak. This is why I recommend the duration evolution on her Tactical Cloak, because you do need to make sure that you're not seen. You really need to spend the whole game as a complete and utter shadow. The enemy never need to know where you are so that you can do what you do. I'm going to break off here for a second though, because as you can see here, I'm just shooting at the Atlas. This is why I'm rocking the phasic rounds, okay? Just because there's a bug. It is a bug. I don't care what BioWare say. When it first happened, they said it was a bug. They admitted it was a bug. They said they were going to fix the bug. And then they didn't fix the bug, and then they said, no, it's working as intended. You're not supposed to. Basically, we used to be able to shadow strike the Atlases, and now we can't. And it's really annoying, actually. So you do kind of just need to gun down the Atlas. Now, this is a weird bug. Look, I got stuck here. I tried to thing, and she's just twitching in front of me. It took me a while to escape the situation. This is my first death. Bugs like that aren't your fault. Okay, they're not your fault. But and if you're messing up this whole Shadow Strike thing, it is. Okay, I'm going to keep going on with that. Right. What have I covered here? I'm talking about breaking the line of sight and all that stuff. Because obviously they're going to keep shooting where you are, and if you get too close, they're just going to turn and they're going to attack you and stuff. Also, if they see you Tactical Cloak, like I just said, they know where you are and they're going to open fire in where they last saw you. But the thing is, if you try to do Shadow Strike straight after the Tactical Cloak, they know you're operating in that area, and basically doing that, basically tactical cloaking in front of them and then shadow striking is pretty much exactly the same deal as just doing shadow strike in front of them in plain view. Okay, they know, they see you coming. You're in plain view at that point, and then they're going to lamp you the moment you get close with the melee attack. Okay, that's just how it works. To make sure that Shadow Strike works every single time, okay? Break the line of sight. Breaking the line of sight is simple, okay? This is another bug. This is a bug with Shadow Strike. Sometimes, just like Biotic Charge, in that respect, that it just doesn't work sometimes. So it just wouldn't let me Shadow Strike that Phantom then, but I just pulled off, got her then. But no. To get the thing, you can just basically move out of the way. So there's like if you picture their vision as like a cone in front of them, you need to get out of the way. You need to go behind a wall. Just if you can't see the enemy, they can't see you. Okay, that's breaking the line of sight, and then you can ensure that line of sight. Because then when you do that, they start hunting for you then, because they're basically this is like the aggro mechanic, okay, with the AI. Once they've started to attack you, they're on you then, and basically what you need to do to sort of break the aggro is you need to break the line of sight first, and then if you go into hard cover, the enemy lose you. Okay, they're gone. They don't know where you are then, and then their sort of aggro, where they're directing their aggro, they need to find a new target the moment you do that. You can see it sometimes. Obviously, if if you're not completely out of, if they're not completely out of your sight, but you're out of their sight, okay, you can just sort of move behind soft cover, and then go into soft cover, and then go into hard cover, and then you'll just see the enemy just snap away from you and start looking around for somebody to attack. That's it. Then the aggro's off you. Then the enemy are no longer focusing on you. And, there's another important mechanic to remember there as well, because another enemy AI mechanic is they communicate. Now, see this. Look how I got right up to the Atlas, he turned, and he attacked me instantly. That's the hearing mechanic, but they also have a communication mechanic, okay? The enemy do communicate. If one enemy spots you, they tell other nearby enemies where you are, and that's why multiple enemies will attack you when one starts shooting at you. They also communicate with each other when you're low on health, because the enemy try to kill targets that are nearly dead. That's where they focus their fire. So if as soon as your shields go down, that one enemy is going to tell the other enemies, and they're all going to focus fire on you. And this is why it's just really all important to just make sure that the aggro is off you, just snap it off you. And it is just about getting out of the line of sight, taking hard cover, the enemy lose you. At that point then, Tactical Cloak. Once you've done that, you are officially invisible to the enemy. Unless you run up and goose them, they don't know where you are. Okay, and that means when you Shadow Strike after that situation, it is going to work every single time. You will never encounter an enemy just readily turn around and melee you, okay? Because they don't know you're there. They don't know you're coming. And those are the fundamental mechanics that you need to appreciate when you're playing this character, because and you can make mistakes. It's quite easy, especially when because it's a horde mode situation. You can obviously get some pressure put on you, and sometimes you just feel that I got a cloak and I got to attack now, even though the enemy's charging me. See, that was annoying. I just knew that's one. They just put them directly behind me. There's another death. She is squishy, guys. So it's like literally. That's why it's so important that you know how to avoid the aggro with this character, because that's how you survive with her. Because she cannot take it. She gives it really good. That's all. But look at that. That's a powerful heavy melee attack. I recommend you whip that out now and again, because a cloaked heavy melee will probably kill any mook enemy. Absolutely, does a ton of damage. It decapitates as well, so it's a really good way of taking out like abominations or the collectors. Okay, you can just heavy melee them. Their head comes off. They don't explode, because if you shadow strike them, they do explode. And I just don't shadow strike abominations. Okay, that's not good for you. But obviously, once you've got the heavy melee kill, and then your shadow strike's stronger then for a period of time. But it's just about that, guys. You just need to make sure that your character isn't seen. It's like if the enemy are opening fire at you, then it's not safe to shadow strike. They're probably going to respond and cut you off. And it's like you'll probably you'll reappear behind them. They'll melee you, they'll stagger you, and then they'll just gun you down. And that's game over with the shadow, and it's very frustrating. I mean, the Geth and the Marauder's people's elbow is a vicious thing. But look at that. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. That's the electrical damage. I hit the Phantom. The initial hit doesn't kill her, but it only takes a couple of seconds for the electrical damage to just whittle down the few bars she has left. You're also a really great turret killer with this character. See, this is all the good things I wanted to bring. This is why I wanted to play Cerberus and show you. Great turret killer for your team, because you can just, obviously, if you take the aggro off you, you just go in and you just take out Phantoms, turrets. You're a crap boss killer, okay? Your role for the team really is to just kill all the mooks, especially the nasty ones, like turrets. Look, that was quite funny. I went for another grab and he just sort of moonwalked away to get slashed by North there. North's rocking the shadow too. But yeah, that's the biggest favour you can do your friends. Just let your friends take care of the bosses and you kill everything else. Although with every other boss apart from the Atlas, you can shadow strike. There's some issues with the cyone. I mean, the cyones are quite unreliable. Actually, you can sometimes they work like an Atlas. You will not be allowed to shadow strike them, but you can shadow strike the cyone. It's not impossible. But the good thing about them is that you can actually close the gap with the shadow strike, do a nice bit of damage, and then you're still cloaked if that's your first one, and you can follow that with a nice heavy melee with the armor damage on your sword. Then you just look. See, now there's a turret. It was looking at me. I went into hardcover. It still doesn't know where I am. See, by the time the turret didn't turn to keep shooting me then, it was still looking at where it last saw me. It saw me move around there, and then I went into hardcover, and then the aggro was off me, and then I cloaked, and then I shadow striked, and I took out the turret. I've got blood screen, but I've got full health, actually, guys, because I shield drained the thing. Just all great ways to survive, and this is how you make the shadow work, guys. But no, sorry about with the other bosses though. You can close the gap with the shadow strike, heavy melee, do the nice armor damage there, and you can like decapitate Geth primes and Bwncis and all that kind of good stuff. It's really it's just the Atlases that are a nuisance. It's really annoying. I guess if I was to try and come to BioWare's defense, I guess the fact that you can shadow strike and end up behind the Atlas means you're looking at its weak point. But the thing is, you shoot its canopy with piercing rounds, and you can triple tap the Atlas, and that actually does a lot more damage. So it's nonsense. I just wish they fixed it, but it's not going to happen now. I think that's it though, guys. That's what you need to know when you're playing the Shadow. That's what you need to do for your team. And that's how she works. That's how the enemy operates. That's how Tactical Cloak works. See, even then, I was very close to having the Phantom hear me then, but the fact is, I was in that room and no enemy saw me, just because what I'll do with the Shadow is I'll cloak all the time. I'll cloak before I take on before I enter a new space on the map, so that I just know that once I'm in that space, no enemy saw me come in, and literally then I can just sort of just start chopping up the enemy and then just disappear. Just literally just go around the corner and cloak and take on the next space. As long as it's just about never ever being seen as the Shadow, to just get the best out of her. But no, let's give you some other ways to play her. All right, we're moving on through the game here. I'm rocking the Wraith, okay, and it is mainly for lightweight and to get that Omni Blade, the shotgun Omni Blade. And you know, there's other great shotguns you can rock, like the Piranha. That's another light one, and that will really help you like chew through the armor with the bosses and stuff. So that's the two shotguns I would recommend with her. But you can obviously go with like the pistols as well, because the pistol's got the melee stunner, and obviously now you can rock the power magnifier as well. So you can actually power up Shadow Strike in that respect, and you can get the power increase and the melee increase. And there's loads of great pistols. The Talon, always amazing. You can go with the Paladin and the Carnifex for a nice little pocket sniper, so you can keep your distance when you're taking on things like Bwncis and Praetorians and Atlases and stuff, and just sort of shoot them. You can also, the Suppressor, there's nothing, I can't see a reason that wouldn't work, because you can obviously, because you're operating in complete silence, the enemy never know who you are, you can just get some lovely little pop headshots in and just do a ton of damage with the Suppressor. And the Executioner pistol, if it does hit, it will really help you kill those bosses, okay? The only other weapons in the game that come with a melee attachment are the assault rifles. I don't really recommend them, but you have got Tactical Cloak, so you know you can actually get away with a bit more weight with that power. So you know you can actually go something like the Harrier and the Lancer and use the assault rifle Omni Blade. It only does the same amount of damage as the pistol melee stunner, though. It's not like the shotguns, not near as good. The Lancer could actually potentially be really cool, because then you never have to worry about ammo with the character. And you can just literally just move around and ninja the place. Obviously, I'm rocking the Phasic just because I'm dealing with Cerberus here. But armor and drill's good for the ammo bonus for this character. Just because the gunplay is really just there to help you take out the big health bars. To be honest, it's that simple. Warp is also going to be a good idea. They're the hard hitting ammos. I mean, if you were rocking electrical slash, elemental ammo would be great actually, because then you can get some nice tech explosions and stuff. I'm also using the shield power cells for my armor bonus, if you remember, and that's because I spend most of the game not being seen by anything. Obviously, my shields just recharge really quickly, and it's a really great way to survive with her. Although you know you could just really maximize the damage you do by taking a power amplifier, guys, and just do a crap ton of damage that way. And Cyclone Modulator, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not necessary with this character, but a Cyclone Modulator is going to help you survive like that. Basically, you need to pick your targets, guys. Like if there's a mob you're taking on, you kind of want to attack on the outside of the mob and work your way inside. At the moment that I went right dead center to take out the Phantom, and then I was left surrounded by turrets and stuff, and it's not good. So you know, if you make those mistakes, you've got the Cyclone that's going to help you sort of run out of that situation. For the gear, though, I'm rocking the Juggernaut shield for obvious reasons. There's plenty of other melee gears, though. Like the Berserker is a really good idea for this character, because that's shotgun and melee damage. There's also the Hydraulic Joints, which is just nothing but melee damage. It's good melee damage. Of course, if you're doing the electrical slash build, then you probably want to just take the power gears, you know, engineering kit, mental focuser, omnicapacitors, and then you guys, you know, if you struggle with playing something that's squishy, there's always the shield options. I don't think I need to keep telling you what those are. And then obviously finally for my weapon bonus, I do recommend you take the strength enhancer, because you know how often do I shoot in this game? It is all about the melee attack, okay. So you know, there's your options with the Shadow, in my recommendation at least. We're just going. This is wave 10 now. Targets. So I've reset them. I've made them phantoms and stuff now. And this was ambitious. I just wanted to take out the target, and that's not a good one to think, because like I just told you, it's the whole hearing mechanic. As soon as I go in there and try to attack the target, every enemy near me was going to hear me, because I'm literally right next to him. And I was lucky to come out of that alive. Actually, it was a very stupid attack that I went for broke when I'm taking out that phantom. And then like the engineers and the Atlases all turned at me. In my mind, it's like I knew the engineers don't have that much firepower, and there was no turret out yet, and the Atlas is slow, so I just figured I'll chop the Phantom and slip out. But like I recommended earlier, guys, pick your targets, work the outside, and then go in. So that basically you never basically come out, because you can only do your Shadow Strike twice before you're visible again, okay? And you never want to be visible in the middle of a mob, okay? Because you cannot take that kind of damage. As poor Grump discovered in this game, he had a hell of a game actually. As the only non-infiltrator, basically all the aggro was on him this game. He really did. He was getting it from all angles. It was a nice change of pace. That's normally what I'm dealing with. Yeah, so that's the thing, because obviously the infiltrators are just great for slipping the aggro, and I hope I've explained how you do it, okay? It's not, you can't just tactical cloak and just expect all the enemy to forget you, okay? They're going to hunt you down. You know, you need to be, if you really want to escape aggro as an infiltrator, you need to be tactical with your cloak, and I think in this gameplay hopefully I've made that clear how you do that. Although this is really the only character you need to do that with. For like every other infiltrator, you're better off just rocking a Tactical Cloak as a damage boost, because it is an incredible damage boost for all of them. And obviously, because you do disappear frequently, if you're like running with your friends and suddenly you disappear, the aggro does just kind of go to the guy who's still visible, which was Grump in this game. But Grump's a solid player. He was able to just put up with it with just a few curses in between. Okay, but this is Extraction now, guys. I hope this video was really useful for you. I was personally, I'm not a fan of the Shadow Infiltrator. I think she's kind of boring for me. I mean, it is, because one way or another, you're kind of just spamming one power over and over again. And, yeah, it's basically cloak power, cloak power, cloak power. And it's it's a sort of a chill game. You don't need to I mean, as much as I might have confused you with all the mechanics of the game, at the end of the day, if you're running with an intelligent team, you're going to be fine. Just running around, just cloaking and shadow striking everything. If you ever find yourself getting messed up while you're doing it, I've given you tips to sort of rectify the situation. Okay, but yeah, it's an easy game, but it's so very basic that it gets kind of dull. I'm not a huge fan of the shadow, but she is completely unique because no one else is rocking Shadow Strike, so she's worth picking up and having a play with, because you can have fun with her, even if it is limited. Yeah. Now and again, you might have spotted me in this video as well. Something I haven't brought up is like I'll melee. I seem to just attack the air randomly. That's me breaking cloak, because as I've explained before, okay, if you cancel cloak, the recharge speed is actually a damn sight shorter. You know, it just is. But if you use up the whole cloak, see, now the Phantom knew I was there, so she did respond to me coming in, but I was just had to gun her down then, because I got close. She heard me, so she knew I was there, and I couldn't. As soon as I went to Shadow Strike again, she was ready for me. But that one had no idea I was there, so I chopped up the bum. She died. But yeah, so I do. If I've run into an area that I thought there was enemies there and there is nobody, I'll just melee then to break the cloak, so that my cloak will recharge quickly and I'm ready to take on the next area. But yeah, that's the fundamentals, okay, of tactical scan and enemy AI in this game. I hope this was really a great opportunity for me to sort of explain that to you, because pretty much with every other character, I'm just showing you how to just do so much damage that it doesn't matter, it's kill or be killed. But this one's kind of more tactical, and it's good to have those kind of characters that give you a different way to play. But that's me done, guys. Now we're over this hump, because there was some trouble with gear and stuff. And cock-ups in the game, okay, just stupid stuff like you saw with a nemesis not being grabbed and stuff. I had some trouble getting this video out, but it's done. The hump's over. I'm going to start streaming them out now, guys. So please comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll keep them coming.